In this video, we are going to be talking about 7 summer plans for your money so that you can be feeling financially confident as you sip that cocktail poolside. Hey, what's up guys? It's Justine with Debt Free Millennials, the channel to help you crush your debt and live payment free. And today we are going to be talking about 7 summer money plans. Let's get into it. Number 1, you want to cash flow a vacation. One of the best things that you can do for your money is by setting it aside inside of your budget to cash flow a vacation. You never want that vacation to follow you home in the form of credit card debt and letting that accrue over time. What I like to do is set up inside of my monthly budget a vacation fund line. And then on top of that, pro tip is to open up a separate savings account, label it vacation fund, whatever you want, so that you have a name associated with that account so you're not tempted to pull that money out and use it for something else. Now, ideally, you would do this all year round and just fluctuate the amount of dollars that you might want to have in that vacation fund. Now, since we are already in summer and your vacation plans may already be happening or coming up, what you can do is take a look at your budget and adjust line items inside of that budget for the month and put more money towards the vacation. And I also went on vacations during my debt-free journey, and in those moments I would temporarily lower my debt payments. I was still making at least the minimums every single month, but I would be allocating, instead of putting an extra payment towards the debt, I would be allocating that money towards the vacation so that I could cash flow it. Number 2, create end of year financial goals. All right, we are pretty much halfway through 2022, and if you haven't checked in on the financial goals that you may have set in January, now is the time to do so. And if you're like, Justine, I wasn't even aware that I was supposed to be creating 2022 financial goals in January, help, it's okay. Now we can start creating end of year financial goals in order to help you feel more financially confident and less stressed. And so think about some little ways that you could contribute to that bigger financial goal. If, for example, your goal is to perhaps max out your 401k, but you're only contributing maybe 2 or 3%, let's increase it a smaller amount. You'll feel really good about contributing an extra $100 per month towards your 401k because you're getting towards that bigger goal, but you aren't completely overwhelming yourself by seeing that reduction in paycheck amount. Number 3 is to review your summer budget. Whether you're watching this video in May, June, July, August, doesn't matter. Taking a step back to review your budget to account for any type of DIY home improvement projects, baseball games, summer vacations, anything that typically happens in the summer months, you're going to want to account for inside of your budget. Now, if you want some tips on how to structure your budget in a very organized way, be sure to check out our entire beers and budgeting playlist where my husband and I share exact income and expenses with you and show you how we adjust our budget accordingly depending on the season. Number 4, make a plan to return to making your payments on your federal student loans after August 31st, 2022. After that, as of today's recording, we are still in this payment and interest waiver extension until August 31st. I've not seen anything else pop up in terms of that being extended again. Perhaps it is, but always make a plan as your fallback in order to make sure you are prepared to make those payments again if you haven't done so already. I would encourage you to continue to pay on those student loans if you don't have any other debt right now. If you have other debt that is accruing interest, that's what I would be focusing on now while your student loan debt has a 0% interest and all of the payments are waived. Number 5 is to review your auto pay subscriptions. If you're kind of like me where you like chill summers and you maybe go to the pool, you go to the beach, you come back and you're just chilling, now is a good time to look at those auto pay subscriptions. A really cool way that you could do this is to use an app like Truebill or TiFi Pay. And TiFi Pay, I'm calling you out guys, I worked with them in the past. They are an awesome fintech app that helps you manage your bills and pay them and see, including subscriptions, and it's not live yet. And so I'm like, come on guys. An easy way to determine whether or not a subscription could be a TV streaming service, a gym membership, any kind of box delivery that you might get. I still get hair color from Madison Reed in a box, but I know my bestie uses Stitch Fix. And so a really good way to determine whether or not a subscription is worth keeping is to look at two things. First, fill in the blank. When I use this subscription, I feel positive, neutral, or negative. Just thinking about it in those three terms, positive, neutral, or negative. When I use this subscription, I feel that. Fill that in. Okay, the next thing you'll want to fill in the blank is the last time I actively used this subscription was blank. Now, I typically look at subscriptions in 4-week intervals because most subscriptions are paid on a monthly basis, or if you paid it on an annual basis, are you using that subscription once a month at least? If you are using it at least every 4 weeks and you feel positive about that subscription, keep it. If it's neutral and you haven't really used it in the last 4 weeks, I would consider reviewing that subscription, talking to your accountability partner, and really consider whether or not that expense is worth keeping. Obviously, if it's negative, this is where I would cut. Number 6 is a fun one, budget for a summer day date. I love doing these things because summer is a great opportunity to get out there and just explore and have fun with your money by budgeting for it. So I love budgeting for things like summer concerts, festivals, just even walking outside and doing maybe like an art walk fest, and that's free. You don't have to spend any money on that, but you could also factor in $50 to go for a nice lunch while you're going out and doing these fun activities. I always think it's a really good way to either reconnect with a partner you might have, or also reconnect with friends that you haven't seen in a while. If you can factor that into your budget and spend responsibly in something that you love to do, I think this is a great opportunity to change your financial plans for the summer. And number 7, I'm sure we are all feeling this right now, but be mindful about food spending. Listen, there is no magic secret formula for getting your grocery bill down, but I will share some of the things that I'm personally doing to help minimize the amount of inflation that I am feeling whenever I walk into a grocery store. The first thing that I'm doing is I'm downloading my grocery store's app. So I use a Kroger grocery store here in San Diego, and I just downloaded their app and I actively have it pulled up on my phone while I'm shopping in store. I'm also scanning barcodes as I see them to see if there's any additional digital coupons. In fact, I did this at my last grocery store run, and I did see a digital coupon for an additional 50 cents off a block of cheese, but it wasn't pulling up on my phone. I had no hesitation of taking a picture of the digital coupon that I saw listed physically inside of the refrigerator for the cheese, and I showed it to the cashier and said, hey, this wasn't pulling up on the app. Can you go ahead and honor this 50-cent discount? And they were happy to do that for me. The second way is to start shopping the store brand instead of the name brand. So you're going to be looking for generics. Instead of Campbell's soup, you are going to be purchasing Kroger soup. And I know you're thinking, but I can taste the difference. No, you can't. Okay, maybe on some things you can, like Kraft American cheese slice obviously has a very distinct taste versus like a generic, but shop generic as much as you can because we are dealing with such high food costs right now. We're all doing the best that we can. I'll leave you with the last tip on how I'm managing my grocery budget too, is I'm actually doing more frequent visits to the grocery store and buying less food. And I find that I waste less food. I used to do this massive Costco run, and then I would say, okay, I'm set for the next like 2.5 weeks. I found myself throwing away a lot of expired food, and I felt terrible about it. Now I'm focusing on maybe getting just 2 proteins from Costco and really alternating back and forth between like a salmon and turkey or chicken and beef, and really kind kind of breaking it up that way. I found that to be really helpful. Let me know in the comments, what are you doing to help minimize that food inflation that we're all feeling? If you are looking for additional support on how to make not only summer plans for your money, but maybe for the rest of the year, and you're interested in working together privately, one-on-one, be sure to check out my Budget Bootcamp coaching program. That's where you and I work together. I become your accountability partner, and together we make a plan for your finances so that you get back to feeling financially confident, less overwhelmed, and less stressed. I will leave a link in the description box below for you to check out. If you like this one, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.